Hello all you happy people. Ever since Fortnite released in 2017, gaming has been different to say the least. Collabs are everywhere. The tones of previous multiplayer shooters like COD have shifted gears from hyper-realistic, gritty shooters to fun, colorful, collaboration-filled ones. I mean, come on, you're telling me you can play as Homelander in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2? Almost every single multiplayer game involving guns has reverted to a battle pass format with colorful, wacky, goofy rewards and a limited time to complete them. So basically, and I say this with 100% seriousness, every single FPS shooter is copying Fortnite. Not only that, but these games that, remember, are usually rated M for mature, have also started adopting more variety in their game modes, hoping to attract any Roblox kids who need 2 billion game modes in one game in order to keep their attentions. From prop hunt to silly, wacky events and regular game modes, everything's just kinda, unoriginal, you know? Not only that, but some games are even limiting user interaction just to appeal to the 9-year-olds with the attention span of a goldfish. In this dystopian present, everything, and I mean everything, is just Fortnite. But standing tall and firm in the background, abandoned, covered in dust, but shining still as a tall, warm beacon of light, is a little old game from 2007 called Team Fortress 2. The last man standing, if you will, the sole survivor of a bygone era of gaming. Unfortunately, a vast group of the game's players, mostly newcomers, want to change this shining, pure white marble pillar and dilute it with spray paint, graffiti, stickers of famous media characters, and even add new parts to the pillar, parts that simply just don't belong anywhere near the pillar, and instead belong in the sandbox the children play in, just a few blocks away. The pillar already has a few cracks in it, along with some used gum stuffed in, but still, the pillar stands tall, defended, and regularly kept clean by a noble group of volunteers who sacrifice fame, fortune, and image, all to try to keep the pillar clean. Anyway, that's enough of the pillar metaphor. Yes, this is yet another video about the state of Team Fortress 2 and why its art style and art direction must be preserved at all costs, not evolved as some people put it. As you know, one of the things TF2 had going for it when it launched in 2007 was its washed-out, cartoony, yet gritty style, which hadn't really been seen much at the time since most FPS shooters were going for an ultra-realistic military theme. Of course, cartoony graphics are a lot more common in games these days, but even now, TF2 is still renowned worldwide for its rough, yet charming 60s style. The vast majority of its player base, for the most part, appreciate the style and love it how it is, and is thankful it hasn't been tampered with in any serious capacity. But then you have the other part of the TF2 community. Mostly newer people, mostly furries, people who don't really get what makes TF2 special, and 13-year-old Fortnite kids who want to improve the style. In recent years, the TF2 workshop has seen some interesting things in it, to say the least. You've got Darth Vader heads for pyros, cosmetics that completely change the mercenary's body, loud, over-detail, way too saturated pink war paints, over-detailed, way too saturated hats, and wait, hold up. Are you seeing a pattern here? Now, what other game do I know has that stuff? Oh yeah! Right foot creep, walking with it. Seriously though, I can't be the only one noticing this, right? How there's been a recent push to put more and more items in TF2 that destroy the art style? I mean, I don't know about you, but this doesn't exactly scream Team Fortress 2 to me. And neither does this. Neither does this. Or this. You know what? That's still a pretty cute reference though. Or this. Man, and don't even get me started on the war paints. You have crazy, wacky colors, eye-straining patterns that won't be seen by a good 50% of the player base because they choose to have the worst graphics possible for a competitive advantage, whatever that means. And I can't even count how many times I've seen a furry vor pride flag trying to be slipped in. Point is, if you're gonna submit items to add to TF2, they should fit in stylistically to the game. There are tons of ways you can make a unique, eye-catching war paint while still keeping within the game's set boundaries. If you want examples, Double Dragon and Bovine Blazemaker Mark II are two examples of flashy, instantly recognizable war paints that don't mess with the game style. But oh, don't you dare point out any flaws in somebody's work lest you bring upon the wrath of the TF2 Emporium's brown nosers. You can't see anything against these workshoppers because you'll be targeted and ridiculed. Speaking of being targeted and ridiculed, I think it's not just the cosmetics and war paints that are diluting the game. No, there are other less than savory additions to the game, namely VScript game modes. Now, so far, the 2 game modes we've gotten have been pretty good. Versus Saxton Hail and Zombie Infection have offered really fun and unique ways to play the game in a way that doesn't largely deviate from how the game is supposed to be played. I mean, sure, Zombie Infection needed some cleaning up after launch, but it still felt distinctly TF2. Compare that with Prop Hunt now, a broken, unfair, unpolished mess of a game mode that, thankfully, didn't get added. Now, when you think of TF2, do you think of Prop Hunt? Not only are Prop Hunt and other game modes like it completely changing how TF2 is played, they also simply just don't work in the context of the game. Well, if you don't like it, don't play it. Be quiet. Stop it. The more tacky crap TF2 lets slide, the more tacky crap will come in. Simple as that. Eventually, we'll get more over-detailed cosmetics, terrible AI-generated war paints, which are a thing, trust me. It's speculated that metallized Soul from the Scream Fortress 14 case is, which, looking at it, kinda does look AI-generated. And half-made VScript game modes. And the worst thing we can do? Just say, whatever, we have plenty of crap, might as well drop more in. It's not like it's gonna hurt the game. And, even worse, if you happen to be famous in the community, telling your fans lies about people review bombing a genuinely bad product, then telling them to go reverse review bomb that same crappy workshop item, as well as demonizing anybody else who actually cares about what's being put into the game. Tyler McVicker. Editing Moonball here. I was going to show the clip of Tyler telling his audience to review bomb Prop Hunt so it could get added, but conveniently Tyler took that video down, which was about what he wanted for the Smithmas update, presumably because nobody liked anything he wanted. You can probably find the clip out there somewhere if you tried hard enough. Anyway, back to the video. So, why am I telling you this? Why would preserving TF2's style and freedom of user-generated content matter? Well, because, like I said earlier, Team Fortress 2 is the last online shooter that has not, in any way, mutated to try to become Fortnite. In fact, that's why Valve abandoned TF2, because it was too different from everything else and was found to be at its least fun when put into a professional, competitive setting. Just like every other game. TF2 is the last completely casual, completely free speech, completely original FPS shooter. That's why it needs to be defended from the sweats, Fortnite kits, and greedy douchebags, because if TF2 is forced to become yet another safe, family-friendly, neon puke light show with censored chat and a large catalog of different modes that have nothing to do with the base game, then TF2 has lost what made it special in the first place, and will die out. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you feel like it, and goodbye.